He's accused of stonewalling, asked to resign, and called out by the Travis County District Attorney. And that's just in the last week. Tonight, Williamson County Sheriff Robert Chody sits down with KXAN's Aaron Cargile to talk about those accusations and more. Chody's name has been in the headlines all week, spurred by the investigation into the death of Javier Ambler. Ambler died 15 months ago in custody of the Williamson County Sheriff's Office, but within the Austin city limits. This body camera video obtained this week by KXAN shows the moments leading up to Ambler's death. It is set off a wave of criticism directed at Sheriff Chody. We have new details tonight about the investigation into Ambler's death, but first we have an in-depth look into Sheriff Chody's past and how he became entangled in an excessive force investigation as a young Austin police officer. It is a rare opportunity to hear from the men on both sides of this story, and a chance to understand the complexity of these cases and the lasting impact they can leave on officers and the people they arrest for decades to come.
22 years have passed since a 911 call led Robert Chody to this street in East Austin.
I want you to understand too that during this time, I want you to be in my place and my mindset. Here I'm hearing a woman is being assaulted by somebody.
He was an Austin police officer with less than 2 years under his belt when he pulled up and spotted Marcus Frank, a 15-year-old sophomore at Johnston High School, standing outside in the dark near the victim.
I immediately told the young man to come to me. He looked at me and started walking away. I then asked him to come back. He didn't. I slightly jogged up to him, grabbed his arm, where he immediately started flaring his arms around. And at some point, we ended up in a what they call a full Nelson, out of a reaction type move.
I just remember being grabbed from behind and being put into a full Nelson. Nobody ever said who they were. He never introduced himself or anything, never even attempted to ask any questions to anyone. All of the neighbors are telling him, you have the wrong person.
Marcus Frank, now 37, was the wrong person.
By that time, he's slamming me up against his vehicle. He switched from the full Nelson and then had me into the chokehold. And then at that point, that's when I go into a seizure.
His mom was watching it all unfold and trying to help the situation, according to Chody, but was also caught up in the struggle. Court documents say an assisting officer thought she was too close to Chody's gun, so he hit her in the back of the leg with his flashlight and pushed her to the ground. In the end, Frank was taken to the Juvenile Justice Center and accused of evading arrest, a charge that was eventually dropped. Then, Frank's mother filed an excessive force lawsuit against Chody and the other officer, Jerry Sullivan, which was eventually settled by the city of Austin for an undisclosed amount. This week, when Frank saw the video of Javier Ambler, it took him back to his own arrest in 1998.
They did not listen. You have a man telling you that he has congestive heart failure and that he's asking you to save him. He's asking you to save him, but you're not listening to him. So it's the same thing with Chody. He did not listen when he was told, you have the wrong person.
Looking back, would you have done anything different that night?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, like I said, let me remind you, I was a year, maybe 2 years out of the academy, still somewhat of a new officer. What I would like to see done is compliance, to be completely honest with you. Certainly, nobody likes to use any type of force, and the force I did use was reasonable force. I mean, I didn't strike him. All my measures were just to try to keep him detained because I thought he was a suspect in an assault case.
While each man tells a different version of that night, they both agree there could have been better communication.
I'd ask them why. Why didn't he listen? You had a neighborhood, practically almost a whole neighborhood full of witnesses who could tell you what was going on. But instead, you chose to attack.
Had he turned around and just said, what, here's my name, or what, and we found out what was going on, it would simply been done with. Certainly don't like that it ended the way it did. Certainly don't wish any ill will on anybody, but it happened, and that's where we were at.